Nation, we're back. We're the
We
bros.
are back. The sun is shining. The birds are chirping. Soccer is here.
It's been here. What the heck? Soccer has been here. You're like,
No,
so
it's
it's
now
here.
officially it's soccer weather.
Okay, that I can agree with that. It is soccer
It's
weather. I like soccer weather.
yeah. No going outside and having to like freeze in the spring. No, it's beautiful weather outside today.
I can agree. I can agree. Hey, it was nice to see you on Sunday.
Yeah, we celebrated this thing called Easter. Yeah.
We
Ki
and
kids, did your kids eat all the chocolate or are they still going through bags of chocolate?
No, I'm eating all the chocolate. My kids
As
don't
that
eat a lot of chocolate. They're eating the chocolate you gave them, but the rest of it is all mine.
yeah.
I
I
don't mind.
Well, I brought home some cake because that cake was delicious, right? The coconut cake.
You thought it was good?
Yeah. I that's the only thing. That's the only dessert I brought home.
I thought it was
Um,
dry. Like the only
but
thing that saved it was like the vanilla frosting, like half an inch of vanilla frosting that it had on it.
but
Ew.
but maybe it's my obsession with milk. This is a little tangent, really quick, of desserts and milk. But banana bread, cake, anything with dessert. I have this thing. I take it and I dip it in milk.
What? No,
Yeah.
I don't like that. No.
So over the weekend, right? I love making banana bread, right? So anybody who wants banana bread, if you're nice enough, I'll make you some. But I still have leftover slices, right? And prior to us hopping on and recording, I was eating some banana bread. I was dipping it in milk.
Ew. That's so
Chef's kiss.
gross.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Stop. Oh my gosh.
For all you hating on milk that are listening to this, just take a step back and be like, I'm missing out. I'm missing out.
What can milk do for me? Nothing. Especially those
It builds
lactose.
strong bones.
If you're lactose intolerant, it doesn't build anything but a lot of gas. So, anyways, let's talk soccer because
We're not
I
we're not talking milk. We're not talking dessert. We're talking RSL here.
yeah. Well, again, we have a lot of stuff to go through. So let's go through all of it. We're gonna break down this past game, which we liked this past game. This past game was pretty legit.
We
Um,
did. We did.
then we're gonna get into some games that are happening tonight that are non-RSL related, but we wish they were.
One day we'll get to that tournament, right?
One day. Actually, with how we're going, maybe this season we qualify. Cross your
Cross
fingers.
crossing your fingers.
And then we're gonna get into some games we're looking forward to. Oh no, I forgot. We're gonna talk about some games before the games tonight. We're gonna
Oh,
talk about some games that we
games that surprised us this past weekend, and then games we're looking forward to this coming Saturday.
quiz, and then we're gonna review this weekend's game.
Because it's everyone's. Remember, we're going to the Wonder Wall.
Wonderwall. Oh my gosh, I have to find that clip again. Wonderwall. Oh my gosh, that's funny that you say that because we're coming up on almost a year of doing this, and I can't believe you remember that. That's funny.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't remember. Um, cool. Let's get into this. So break down our lineup for us. Well, yeah,
Yeah, so this is our second time playing St. Louis, literally within like 2 weeks span. So
it feels like it, but it was a month.
it's yeah, about 3-ish weeks. So um, pretty much the exact same lineup that we saw against Vancouver. The only change was Crooks is back, but Crooks was playing in that left mid spot, which is kind of different than we're accustomed seeing instead of that in that 10 role. So oh, and then yeah, like I mentioned, Catrani's got is in there. So exact same. Hidalgo on that right, Julio playing up top, Chicho playing in that 10. So what were your thoughts? Did you like this lineup? Were you like, this is all right?
Well, I guess because of we didn't hear that Barajas wasn't gonna play. It was just questionable, and we're so
Yeah.
used to questionable things being like at least on the bench. He wasn't even on the bench. So, was he even on the bench?
No, he wasn't.
Now, yeah, I was gonna say. Anyways, here I am doubting myself. Um, but what did throw me off was Crooks on the outside. I didn't like that unless they're going for like a 4-2-2-2.
You know,
Because
I
Crooks from the
I'm
outside doesn't make sense to me.
I'm right there with you. having a guy who is literally what 6'3", 6'4", he's
Or
a
yeah.
giant. You need someone in the middle. So Chicho and Crook should have switched spots. So if you're for those set pieces, lob it in there for him, and we'll get into that more. Which I feel like RSL this season has not used Crook very
Oh,
well
you
on
you
set
want to
pieces.
you want to rant a little bit?
Oh yeah, because we see
Oh,
it.
no, not yet. No, don't rant yet.
Okay,
Too fast. You're like, yeah, blah, blah, chill.
tranquilo, tranquilo.
Tranquilo, tranquilo, my friend. um. Anyways, those are great pregame thoughts, Marcos. You are
And then
very intense.
obviously, if we switch over to St. Louis, like we mentioned last episode, no Lowen. Lowen is out till mid-April, so they were kind of lacking when it comes to their attack up top because all they have is Klaus, and we know how dangerous Klaus is with how many goals he scored last season.
Well,
They have
Pompeo is
Pompeo is decent as well. They got Vasilev, who's playing on that right mid, who obviously he scored early in the game. Jackson, so they have talent, but we've seen how well Klaus plays with Lowen in the midfield. So
yeah. So I, we both predicted a win in this one, and with the lineup that came out, not gonna lie, I was a little hesitant because I was like, 'cause I was wondering why Luna and Gomez didn't start. But then if you really think about it, the travel that they had to do, they got back Wednesday, um, and they had to travel from Europe, the both of them.
yeah, I don't think no
Hmm. U23s were in France, and the
was
and
no, I
Colombia
thought.
was in Spain.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Argentina was the one that was playing here.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
Hey, yo,
So,
no, I'm rather. I was like, this lineup looks very weak, hesitant
uh,
overall, just because
now
that right side it
you
looks very.
exaggerate a lot. Like very weak. I mean, chill.
Just the fact that we have two outside backs playing on that right side, it's like, eek.
Okay, I can see your point there. I mean, having Hidalgo and Brody on one side does give you a little bit of a pit in your stomach. Like, what the heck? In fact, you can even say three outside backs, and Nelly was on
Anelli.
that side too.
But we've seen the progression that Anelli has made from playing that outback
Yeah.
to defensive mid. The dude is good in his second season, so
Yeah. So, the beginning of this game had us all shaky. I mean, could we just like fast forward every single game to the second half? At this
this is
point, the first half is like not even worth playing at this point.
yeah, yeah. So
Um, I mean, what minute was it in? The third minute. Third minute goal.
yeah,
Now,
so I'm on a
where's the
I'm
mistake?
on that's what I was about to mention because we see Kataranis, he's on Vasilev, and he kind of had Vasilev has Kataranis like on skates. He because Kataranis, I remember turning his body, he's literally rotating his body, and as he's rotating his body, Vasilev's like, "Well, you're turning around. I'm just gonna have a shot on McMath."
Now, I'll change the word turning to maybe stabbing, which you're not supposed to do. He was like,
Never stab when you're a soccer player, kids.
so he went in with that right foot because his whole body turned. Vasilev went the opposite direction and launched the shot, which there's no other camera angles to see like how that was. You would think that McMath maybe would have like
He literally just McMath just stood in his spot, didn't move, didn't stretch a hand. He's like,
tell
"Oh,
us
that
if
went in."
you're tell us where if you're in section I think 26 is around there around that angle that I want. Tell us what it looked like because for
Well,
me I was like
I have one friend. He literally sits, I think, whatever section is right behind the goal.
right
I
behind might have been like 27, 28.
something like that. He's row two. Shout out to Cody if he's listening. He told me he's like McMath literally just stood in his spot, didn't move. I'm like, yeah. I'm like,
Mm, yeah,
there's not
that
really much you could do in that kind of sense because the ball was just so far wide going far post.
it was a random shot too, which I can understand why he would stand there because it's like, what the heck just happened? But at the same time, it's like, wake up, game started.
Yeah, right. Vasilev scores that early goal. I was panicking. I was like, crap. We've seen this happen before, where the other team scores early and we just kind of shut off. We don't attack after that.
So I've seen you panic before, and did you really panic or were you just worried? because panicking here was might have been. I can imagine you panicking like, "We're
No, no,
done, we're done."
was your son panicking?
Actually, we were not in front of a TV. I was watching it by myself on my phone.
Oh, you didn't want to show him the score. You didn't want to have him be
No,
panicking.
but by the time he watched, it was already the second half, and
Oh,
when, when
then it was okay to watch.
in fact, when I showed him, when I finally sat down because he went to bed, I was like, "Here, look at this real quick." The minute that he watched, Chicho. So
No, but I would say I was a mixture of panicky, kind of worried. Everybody up in the press box was like, "Oh flip, here we go again." I was just like wanted to bang my head against my computer, which I didn't, but
I'm glad you didn't.
I didn't, but just a little frustrated. Not a great start.
No, but even though it wasn't a great start, we didn't have bad stats either. I mean, if we went because we love going over stats, we had the majority of the possession, we had the majority of the passes, we had some shots. We were somewhat dangerous. We had four corners. Julio had four offsides.
I was gonna just mention that right then and there. Um, you'll have to remind me. I can't remember what minute it was exactly. The one where it was sometime in the first half, but Julio was blatantly offside. It was like 5 yards. I'm like, how can you not see this? Like the defenders are all the way back there. You're right here. It's like, come on, dude. And it was very similar to the way Anelli scored his goal, where he just like slid in. It would have been a good goal, but you gotta be in line with the defense,
But
dude.
the guy lives offside.
Yeah, he was.
Lives offside.
Was it two in the first half, and then
No, there's I'm looking at it.
well,
Four
no,
offside.
were all four his?
I can't imagine who else would be offside.
Well, Crooks,
I don't know.
but yeah,
Let's just blame
but
it
that
all on Julio.
no, that was the main one that I remember. It was on the attack right there.
Uh-huh.
Go for the cross, and it's like, come on, be better. But
Do better.
another stat that catches my eye, obviously besides those four offside, which terrible, is the XG. We were at a 0.31 in that first half to their 0.33. So very, very level. Obviously, down a goal first half. We had all the possession, we had the passing. So things were working in the midfield for us.
Now
But
here's the thing. Here's what changed from the first half to the second half, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, just slightly. But first half on the passes, the majority of our passes were in our own half.
mhm,
What does that tell you?
we're just a little hunkering back.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Though we did have a lot of accurate long balls, which means we're trying to switch the field, we're trying to find it. So either we weren't confident enough to move forward, or they were doing a good enough high press that we couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it is what it
Yes.
is. So halftime is halftime.
Well, I was gonna real
Oh
quick
yeah,
before we go into halftime, just like we saw in I believe it was the Vancouver game, we saw Bodie Hidalgo get a yellow card, kind of for his temper. He kind of shoved a St. Louis player. I feel like, in my opinion, that's just something that the coaching staff maybe needs to address to him, because this is 2 games in a row that it's the same thing. Just frustrated at a call, he just goes over to the St. Louis player, just shoves him in the chest.
hmm.
So
I have a eerie suspicion that he's going to be on the bench for a minute, not because of how he's been acting, but because the actual starters are back. So I'm not too worried, but um, maybe once we wrap up this game, let's talk a little bit about positions because I have some feelings.
no, for sure. So about 10 minutes into the second half, about 57th minute, we see our first sub. And like we just mentioned, Hidalgo got that yellow card in the first half. So he gets to the bench. And Gomez, coming off of international duty, obviously didn't play at all for Colombia. So no no injury there. So he comes in. That was a good first move by Pablo. I think it's the earliest sub that we've seen this season.
Probably one of the most earliest, yes. But you could feel it. I mean, do what do you think the reason was for that sub at that time? I
Um,
don't know the right answer, but What do you think it was?
I thought you were one of those teachers. Like, what answer am I looking for?
Not this time. Not this time.
Not this
I'm just
time.
looking for your opinion.
Um, I think Hidalgo wasn't bringing anything on that right mid because he wasn't really jiving well, in my opinion, with Crooks, with Chicho, and then having somebody like Gomez. We've seen the connection that Gomez and Chicho have had so far this season, assist to goal. Pablo was like, "Do it for me. Do it once more."
Yeah. Um, Me on a personal note, I haven't been like so overly impressed with Bodie on that right wing. He's been a nice replacement, but that's exactly what he is. Just like their replacement refs, they did their job. So did Bodie. He did his job. He was the replacement right wing. um, and
That's a bad example, but yeah,
I'm not saying that he shouldn't ever play. I'm just saying we can tell
there,
that
there, there, there's better options. That's what you're saying.
there's better options. And because we had lack of options because of international duty, injuries, etc., we play Bodie. So I'm fine with it. And maybe eventually he gets good, just like Anelli is really good at defensive midfielder now. Maybe he gets good at right wing whenever we sell Gomez for like $30 million.
Yeah, this is why I wish come next transfer window, RSL does go in the market and look for another right back because right now it's just those two, Brody and Hidalgo. Because obviously, if one gets injured, you need the other one. So we can't send one of them to the Monarchs as much as we'd love to, because
But technically we still have Anelli. Anelli still can't play the right back.
yeah, like obviously, yeah, we can do Ojeda Palacio, but
Just saying.
Anelli works better in that defensive mid. But
I was just surprised that the sub came as early as it did because of my substitution rant a couple episodes ago. It's like
really,
almost
because I think that I was
well,
this seemed like
when I say surprised, it was like, oh, he actually is reading the game. He's feeling the game kind of surprise. It wasn't
for
like
sure.
oh well, why do we do that? It was a
No,
good
no,
surprise.
no. I think this was perfect timing, good use of sub, and this was a game changer for reals because Gomez comes in 10 minutes later. RSL does another sub, but this one kind of maybe slightly surprised me because Crooks comes off. He goes another game without playing a full 90, which he has not done this season, and Luna comes back.
Now, do you expect Crooks to play a full 90? Really?
Yes,
I think me and you need to look at his Middlesbrough stats. I don't think he's played a full 90.
because yeah, Middlesbrough when he was playing there, he was coming off the bench kind of guy. Um, Here and there, he would start for Middlesbrough, but then when he would start, he would be coming off the bench 60th, 70th, 70th minute. But I guess when RSL acquired him from there, I was expecting this guy to maybe playing 80, 80 some odd minutes.
I don't know. I don't know. I have some experience watching soccer, and I have never seen that tall of a player in an attacking position play a full 90. I've never seen it.
Holland,
He's a robot. That's why they call him the android. Did you know
but that yes, I did learn that.
that? But I don't expect it, especially at his age. He's 30. Did he turn 31 this year or did he turn 30 this year? Whatever. It's still the same thing.
Yeah,
He's older.
yeah.
So I'm not worried.
So no, so we get the likes of Gomez, Chicho. I mean Gomez and Luna in
Hmm.
about this both together 67th minute, which game changer. That was best move Pablo could do, and about a minute later, then St. Louis does their first sub. They bring in Adidaran, who has usually started a couple games this season with Klaus. He didn't get the start, and Hybert comes in. And
Yeah.
then this is where we get the first goal of the game. Coming on that side, we get Catranis. Catranis is like Chicho. He needs the ball. Over to Chicho. Beautiful spoon move. Dreidel. Holy cow. Right past Berkey, back of the net. Holy cow.
Can I be critical about this? For me, you're not the only one that's been saying it's been a beautiful turn. That was a horrible turn. That ball almost got away from him.
What
Look at the turn again, and you see the ball starting to roll away a little bit, and his shot comes like, here's my foot. No, you can't see my foot. It like comes
so
off of like that part of
what
his foot.
Was it a bad pass or was it a bad turn then?
It would. I mean, if you were to put something on it, it's like a bad control. It was like a really early control where he like tried to flick it or like spin it to himself, and it like was starting to go away. Hence why the defender almost got it. All I thought it was gonna get blocked.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised with how world class Berkey is. What we've seen him do at Dortmund, I thought he was gonna have a save, but
I think
he,
he thought the
he
same thing as me. I think he thought he was gonna get blocked because that's how I'm telling you. That's how far out the ball was rolling. I was like, "You kidding me? That's not gonna." Yeah. Anyways,
but
it was a wicked shot.
yeah, somehow Chicho slots it home, ties the game, 70th minute, and at that point I was like, we might have a chance. We might have a if we don't lose, we might have a chance to get at least 1 point at home.
Now, you can't. I'm gonna say this. You can't tell me that you weren't expecting this because RSL from the get-go in the second half was
Oh
already
yeah,
on the front foot.
like you mentioned already, RSL is a second half team. We kind of are turned off in the first half, and then we just flip a switch, and that's where it was. But I
Just
after that
took a
first
took a
goal,
while took a while to heat up the oven.
we needed the orange slices first, and then the Capri Sun. I don't know why Pablo's not doing that pre-game.
I don't know. We'll talk about Diablo con Pablo in just a minute.
Yeah,
But
so RSL uses their last substitution of the game 6 minutes after their first goal, where we take off Anderson Julio, who was playing up top. And this is kind of an odd one. We bring in Michael Chang, so a striker, and then bring in kind of a right mid. That's what he is.
he's a winger. He's actually he plays either wing. But
So
now
uh,
what do you think about Chang coming in?
kind of a surprise because we need that game-winning goal, and we don't bring in a striker.
Who else was on the bench as a striker?
Let me see. Yeah, we don't have any other options because all we had left was Oviedo,
In fact, we
Silva,
had zero
Palacio.
attackers on the bench.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I was like, it's either use Chang or don't use another substitution at all.
Yeah. I'm gonna go against the current from what a lot of RSL fans are saying. I like how Chang came into this game. I like how Chang comes in as a substitute. Chang brings something that I don't understand. I don't get it because when he starts, he doesn't bring it, but when he comes off the bench, he brings an energy, brings so a vision, ball control.
Would you say it's the same kind of energy that Anderson would bring when he would come off the bench?
Um, Anderson brings in a different kind of energy, like a
Yeah,
high pressure energy.
yeah,
Chang brings on a a high midfielder energy that's needed.
yeah.
But
Makes sense.
I like Chang coming in, to be honest. So
Yeah, I don't know where
don't
all
at
this
me.
hate. I don't know where all this hate's coming from with Chang. He brings kind of a little bit of experience. So obviously he doesn't have the speed that we need, but it was a good change, a good Chang, good different set of legs that we needed out there.
It's a different Chang. That's funny. Um. Anyways, so 1-1 Chang comes in, and you're thinking, ah, crap,
Yeah, because all we had at that point we had up top was we had Luna,
Chicho.
we had Gomez and Chicho. So we kind of had those three with us up top.
So I think some people were kind of questioning or didn't like the fact that Chang got put into the 10 position at that moment. I think, yeah, you.
I was on that train. I was like, what the flip is going on? Because I remember we were all watching up in the press box, and I was like, what? At least put Luna there, put Chicho there, but why Chang?
No, on the wings. Luna and Gomez on the wings.
No, that makes sense. So about 84th minute, RSL is in the box. I think it was Gomez. Gomez is going for a pass, and luckily for RSL, goes off the thigh, goes off the leg of a St. Louis player. Drew Fisher's like penalty, and boy did we get lucky. Boy
Uh,
did
well, lucky in the sense that the ball hit the hand, right?
ball hit the hand.
So there's no question that there was a handball, right?
I saw
Right?
I saw I saw a clear handball.
Well, so did I. So did I, but I had to go out and ask. I had to go out and ask. So
Okay. What
I
did your
asked,
resources say?
I'm gonna look up the resource. Um, okay. So I asked the MLS referee stats Twitter account guy. If
Okay.
most of you guys probably saw my small interaction. If you didn't, don't worry, I'll tell you right now. Um, so he showed me a clarification from the IFAB laws, which says um, this is not a handball offense and not unnaturally bigger. So he says this includes when the is uh, arm hand contact is a consequence of the player deliberately playing the ball with another part of the body. So then he emphasized the word deliberately. He's like,
Yeah.
if you say that the St. Louis player deliberately played the ball with his thigh, that means the ball the ball after it plays the thigh and hits the arm, it's not it's
It's not
not
considered
a
handball.
it's not considered a handball. It's so so that made me think, so then therefore technically it shouldn't have been a penalty.
Well, every PK goes to VAR, so I'm surprised VAR didn't overturn this. So,
See, and that's where some people are like, "Well, referees suck. They should know the rules and blah 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 blah." Well, you know what? They don't have the rule book right in front of them, or else they'd be like looking up every single thing going on. So, um, this will be a point of emphasis probably, or it was interpreted that it was not a deliberate play. Therefore, it was just a reaction where the player's like, "Oh, I gotta react somehow." So
yeah.
I don't know.
So, Chicho slots it home for the PK. RSL takes the lead 2-1, 84th minute, which that seemed like eternity since RSL was granted a PK. Wasn't it? Was it 2021, 2022? The last time RSL got a PK?
2022, if I'm not mistaken. I think the same weekend. No, in September. September 22?
Yeah,
No,
so
I don't know.
it's been about 2 years since RSL was awarded PK, so I think that's mainly why fans were celebrating because it didn't feel real.
I think it was April 22. Yeah, that seems more like it. April 22. Yeah. That was weird. None of us knew how to react.
We're like,
In
"Oh,
fact, when he pointed to the spot, I was like,
oh, that's a PK."
I was like that GIF kid. I was like,
Oh.
oh.
Uh, so we get to the 90th minute. RSL up 2-1. They call 13 minutes of stoppage time, which I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this. But first minute of stoppage time, we get Luna. He was literally just surrounded by like 2, 3 defenders, and he could have taken that all by himself. But nice pass to Chicho for not one, not two, but the hat trick.
Yeah, it was good to see him get the hat trick. It's been a minute for him since getting a hat trick and a minute for RSL since anyone's gotten a hat trick. So
2018, Krylak last hat trick against that big game against LA Galaxy here at home. So I just find it very unselfish of Diego Luna because Diego Luna could have gone for a shot, tried something, but he's like, oh, Chicho all alone right there on the left side. Here you go finish it off.
yeah. So that was a good way to end the game. To be quite honest, that killed the game off. In fact, that was like the 92nd minute or something like that.
Yeah, that was like the first minute. It was 91st, so first minute into
Still had
stoppage
like
time.
another 10 minutes left. So,
Yeah.
but it killed off the game. So good, we won. All right, let's talk about some little nitpicky stuff that we want to talk about. Yeah.
Let's do
So,
it.
um, for the future, and I'm gonna give a slight preview to our Minnesota game, but the was it you that told me that if Barajas was not injured, Barajas would have started?
That is what Pablo did say in the press conference. So Obviously, Barajas did have a knock that he got Wednesday or something like that. But he did say in press conference, if he was healthy, he would have started over Luna.
So now I think for me the debate is still on. Who do you start, Barajas or Luna? I think right now Luna is winning because of experience.
And I guess according to stats, he has more assists.
All right, fine, let's get into it. I hate secondary assists.
Yes, yes.
What are
I
they good for?
I pointed this out on Twitter. I think it was yesterday because on FOTMob it shows everything in my mind correct. It shows Diego with 2, Chicho with 1. But if you go to the MLS website or the MLS app, it shows it completely different, where it shows Diego Luna is leading all of MLS with 5 assists. So I guess this season they're starting counting secondary assists, which if
No,
you don't know what's
not this season. Every season.
every season, but so if you don't know what a secondary assist is, pretty much like a hockey assist. So it's the person who passes the ball prior to the person who actually gives the assist.
Yeah, and when I looked on MLS's website with the what is it, the conditions of actually counting a secondary goal, there's like a
Yeah.
list of like a lot of things like it has to be this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. I'm like, really? Someone's gonna sit they pay someone in the stand in the press box to count and to determine whether a secondary assist needs to be awarded.
Yeah, you mentioned it to me yesterday. I just feel like it's just one thing to be stat padding, but padding the stats.
Yeah.
Padding stat.
That
But
is that.
but anyway, like we look at other sports, NBA, all the other ones that were they're literally just racking up their stats, trying to get double doubles, triple doubles. It just seems like the equivalent of MLS. They're just trying to see how many ways can I get an assist too.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, in fact, I think MLS is the only league in the whole world, if I'm not mistaken, that counts secondary assists. So,
If we're wrong, somebody let us know.
yeah, someone let us know. But um, I think it takes away from the actual assist number. Like, I'm not
Mhm.
gonna count. I personally, this is my me personally, I don't count the pass before the assist as an assist. It's just a pass.
Yeah, so
It's just
that's
like
why
you're not gonna have a defender get a bunch of saves because he did a slide tackle in front of a shot. That doesn't count as a save unless they're counting it
right
as a save, and that shouldn't be a save.
right. So in my mind, like yes, on the MLS site it shows Luna with 5 and Chicho with something else, but they still have 2 and 1. Nothing different. You guys can tell me all you want, but it's still 2 for Luna, 1 for Chicho.
We're gonna be hard nosed about this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
we're not losing this battle.
secondary assists do not exist in my mind. It,
Period.
yeah, they're fake. It's fake news.
Dummy. All right, let's talk about some results that happened this weekend. Um,
Oh, don't you
give
want?
me.
Let's talk about the games tonight. We got
You want to talk about?
Concacaf game.
Sure, talk about game start. Let's do that.
Yeah, so we got some CONCACAF games tonight and tomorrow. So Columbus Tigres, which is still in question just because they got some bad weather happening over there in Columbus. So that is
We'll
we'll
see.
see.
I
We'll
mean,
see.
they might play way later. We don't know.
Yeah, so the other game happening after that one is New England America, and we're seeing how bad New England's playing this season. They're one of 2 teams in the MLS that haven't even won a game. So playing the powerhouse of Mexico, oh, oh boy.
And seeing stuff like this, kind of like I told you before, it kind of upsets me because RSL was decent enough last season, and yet we can't even get into this tournament.
We are 1 game away. We are 1 game away.
But how did New England get in? Oh, supporter shield? No,
No, no, that was Cincinnati.
no, as in like standings.
I'll have to look. I can't remember exactly how they got in, but
Because even last season they were like, yeah, they were up there. They're kind of like got us, but in the East. But how'd they get in?
I'll have to check. I'll have to check, and we'll get back to that one. The other 2 games tomorrow, we got Inter Miami Monterrey. Messi questionable. He's been training. We'll see if that actually does happen. Brandon Vasquez, is he going to go off? We'll see.
Yes.
That'd be something. I hope so.
That's an automatic answer. Yes.
Um, I guess the Cinderella of this tournament that's still alive, Club Sport Erdenado from Costa Rica. They're still in playing Pachuca tomorrow night. So
They're
that you
gonna get
got.
blown away.
You think so?
Yes.
I'm crossing my fingers. Everybody loves a Cinderella, right?
Here are my. In fact, I think
He-
there are gonna be no MLS teams after this round. And I
Um,
say that because Columbus is kind of iffy on Cucho right now.
yeah, I say I'm still going with my prediction to win this whole tournament. I'm going Monterrey. Monterrey is going to win CONCACAF.
I can see it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Mexican final. It's going to be Tigres Monterrey.
Well, wouldn't surprise me. But
Yeah,
you
so
know what else is happening tonight? Yeah, you do. Just say it.
Open Cup.
There you go.
well, well, there's
Don't
other
make it a
games.
surprise.
Well, there's other games going on, like Rivers playing tonight, or
Well, yeah, because Copa Libertadores is starting tonight. Oh, like, sorry, I should rephrase that. They're starting group stage tonight, hence why I'm
they
wearing
are.
my jersey.
It's
So,
true.
so
It's true.
technically, it starts officially tonight.
I was like, there's plenty of games tonight. Like we got CONCACAF tonight, we got Open Cup tonight, we got Rivers playing tonight. So,
Seriously,
but
there's too many things.
besides River playing tonight, in case you guys are wanted to go watch River, there's also Open Cup. So we got Open Cup today and tomorrow. So if you guys are April 2nd and April 3rd, just in case you guys were confused what days. So after this round, we have one more round left until RSL finds out who their opponent is.
I am definitely tuning in to watch El Farolito,
Yeah, so
the Mexican
at
restaurant.
Mexican restaurant.
You didn't hear about them?
That's a legit thing. It's a Mexican restaurant that's
Yeah,
playing an
it's a
Open Cup.
Mexican restaurant.
Let
They
me
won
see.
last round. That's why it was like it was a
Oh yeah,
uh,
I looked them up on FOBO. They do not have a league at all.
no, they're not. They're literally an amateur team,
That
like
is hilarious. Where are they located?
in San Francisco, I think.
Okay, I really hope they go far so then RSL plays them.
El Farolito Club.
SC.
Who did they play last time? Doesn't matter.
I wish I could look, but FOTMob doesn't show me past results for them because they're too small of a club.
they're they're too small. Hey, they have an Instagram. That's
They have that's a start. You got to start somewhere.
um no, I want to find it. Who did they play against?
Oh,
When
okay.
was the last time? Oh, they
I
played
could
against Timbers 2. It was against
they
Timbers 2.
they beat Timbers too. Oh, that's a Phil Neville's son's team. Cause yeah,
Oh,
Phil
Yeah,
Neville's
Timbers
son.
2, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. They beat Timbers 2 and now they're going to be shoot. I'm going for El Farolito.
Okay. Now that you told me about them, yeah, they're my team. I'm going for.
Hashtag everyone for Farolito.
Okay, if they beat Central Valley Fuego, I say let's get jerseys for El Favorito.
Farolito.
Okay, that's my Cinderella.
It's a
My
great
Cinderella.
Cinderella. I hope they move on. 8:30 tonight. No one's gonna. If you're listening to this right now, it's already passed. So, anyways, we're gonna watch it.
Yeah, yeah. So, like I said, after this round, there's one more round, and then RSL will find out who we're playing for the Open Cup, which is not till May.
Yeah, May 7th and 8th. So, um, now let's talk about the games that happened this past weekend and the games coming up that you're looking forward to besides
Yeah.
ourselves.
So the one that stood out to everyone that was just like, what just happened? Colorado Rapids beating LAFC, freaking Mahalovic having a brace. Like, holy crap. Like, that was a beauty of a free kick. Like, yes, our RSL fans, we hate Colorado, we hate LAFC, but you got to give credit to Mahalovic. Like, wow. Like,
Let's just say the LAFC don't like the Rocky Mountains.
no.
They can't play in the snow. They can't play in the sun. They can't play in the Rocky Mountains.
Well, LAFC was up 2-1 in the 76th minute, and then Mahalovic just was like, not so fast. 83rd minute, 90th minute. Yeah, that was pretty.
It's kind of funny how literally well LAFC hasn't won this season in the Rocky Mountains. That's funny. I
Yeah,
find it entertaining.
they're the team that's kind of surprising. Well, there's other teams that surprise me, but they're number one up there. I'm like, what happened? They're the hot dogs of the West last season. Now they're almost below playoff line.
You just say hot dogs of the West. What the heck? What the heck?
They're the hot
You're the
diggity doggities of the West. That's
you're the
right.
hot dogs of the West. What the heck? That okay. Anyways, um, yeah,
What game stood out to you this past weekend?
that one. But
That one?
what really stands out to me right now is the standings for the
Yeah.
West. Literally everything got flipped on its head. Well, not everything, but
We
it
got
seems like
we
it's
got
flipped on its head.
four teams, including us, at 10 points. It's like, holy Hannah. And then you know who's at the very, very bottom? Good old Seattle at 2 points.
Well, and that's what's got, like I said, it's surprising because it's almost like everything's reversed. We have Galaxy are first,
Mm-hmm.
Vancouver second, we're third, Minnesota, Houston. Those are your top five.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. Houston made the playoffs, yeah. So Minnesota and Galaxy are the only ones that didn't make the playoffs that are now top five right now
Mm-hmm.
through 5, 6 games. Okay,
Yeah. I think everybody take a screenshot while last Colorado is above LAFC.
and Colorado is above LAFC. Portland is above LAFC. Um,
Yeah.
the three teams that are surprising me that are doing horrible are LAFC, St. Louis, and Seattle, obviously.
Yeah. I think Musovski's probably regretting going to Seattle at this point.
Well, at this point, Musovski is regretting every life decision he's made in soccer because guy can't keep a team to save his life.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was an interesting past weekend with Colorado pulling the, I guess, supposed upset that we're not accustomed to seeing. But going into this weekend, I guess first Saturday of April, what game are you most excited for?
El Tráfico,
That's right. That's right.
El Tráfico. There's that one, but
Uh-huh.
also I find it interesting, and it's not because of the game per se, but location. Miami hosts Colorado. What does that mean? I'll answer the question. What does that mean? It means this:
They're playing a soccer game.
Miami does not go to altitude.
That's true. That's true.
They will not send Miami to altitude.
I did think I was like, where are they going? They go to Kansas City this season.
That's not altitude.
That's not altitude. I should know
We're
that living in
we're
Utah.
we're the only two teams that have significant altitude.
That's true. That's a good point.
I I'm just saying that you just have to observe just a little bit. But the fact that
But
that
but
both
when they
teams
go
had
to
to travel,
when they go to Monterrey, that will be
but Monterey isn't high altitude, is it? Monterey, Mexico, altitude. Because that's how we do this. Is that in meters or is that in feet? I'm gonna
I
say it's
don't.
I'm gonna say it's feet. Only 1,700 feet.
Oh, only 1,700. Seems like a lot more.
Yeah, because Mexico
But
City is at 7,300.
okay, so you're looking forward to El Tráfico this Saturday. I'm gonna go. I'm looking forward to the Battle of Canada. Oh, Canada!
Oh,
We got Vancouver, Toronto.
okay.
Because we got Vancouver, who's one up above us. We got Toronto, who's kind of middle of the East. So that should be a good dogfight there.
All right. Yeah, I can see that one. In fact, I think those two games might be the most interesting.
Because Toronto
Actually,
Toronto's kind of impressing me because they got a new head coach this season, and he used to be the head coach of the Canadian national team.
oh, that's right. That's right. Um, one other game that interests me from the East. Last game, Cincinnati Red Bulls. That's turned into a mini rivalry.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying, watch for it. It might be a mini rivalry. On top of that, it's in Cincinnati. So I don't know. That I had to throw that one in there. I don't know why.
Yeah,
But there
one
you go.
one one plug here for those who do MLS fantasy. Just get a bunch of Charlotte players if you're doing.
Charlotte?
they're they're playing New England. So if you want a lot of points this weekend, just get a bunch of Charlotte players.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Charlotte in New England. I don't know. I was looking for New England in Charlotte, not Charlotte in New England. Anyways,
Yeah,
but yeah,
but
rack them
anywho,
up.
and then on to our game. We head up.
Oh, wait. I wanted to. Well, I guess maybe it does tie into this, but I also wanted to talk about Gozo. But I guess we can talk a
No,
little bit.
yeah, mention Gozo. Let's hear it.
I just want to throw out my opinion on there because we've all seen him. Well, he's been on the bench for RSL. He
He
scored
scored
goals for
scored for them,
Monarchs, and he's scoring goals for the U17s. The kid plays on every level.
and he's also around the same age as Barajas.
Yeah, I think we're calculating maybe a year younger because he plays U17s, but he could be 17 already. So I don't know the
So
details.
in order for someone to get better, I feel like they have to play with higher talent. You're not going to get better if you're playing with a bunch of the same age, 16, 17-year olds. Like, yes, the Monarchs are semi-pro, but you got to be playing against like actual professional players in order to get better.
Like, like, yeah, I totally agree with what everything you just said. I just wish that we would treat Gozo with maybe a little bit more urgency to get him up to that stage. But maybe he's not ready. Like maybe from the outside we want him to be want to push him, but maybe he's not ready physically, mentally.
Well, two games back when he traveled with the team to Vancouver, like yes, he traveled, but I wish he would have actually come off the bench to get playing time because that would have been a perfect opportunity because you have Gomez gone, Luna gone, boom, let's bring in Gozo.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that. But I mean, maybe he was not ready. Unlike Barajas, who looks ready. He played his the heck out of everyone in the USL last year. So
Yeah,
maybe there is a difference. But I'm
but
I'm just saying Gozo is playing in every level right now.
but if you guys are interested, go and watch the I think U17, U15 RSL in the GA Cup. They're on to the knockout round, so let's hope they can bring home a trophy for RSL because that U17 and both those teams, they're looking good. So
They're looking slick. So
yeah,
um we let's just hope that those academy products convert into something for the first team.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Pablo and his staff want that to actually happen. But like I mentioned, RSL has a game this Saturday against Minnesota against Wonderwall.
Wonderwall. Shoot.
Uh, Minnesota is coming off a 2-0 loss to Philadelphia, which is like woof.
Well, it
Emilio,
wasn't that good.
Yeah, Reynoso was not playing in that game.
Yeah, no.
So
And Philadelphia is not that good of a team.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's what's a little worrying for them.
yeah. So Reynoso will be back for Saturday's game, which kind of worries me. He scored last season when these two played against each other. How does RSL stop a player like that?
Cut off his legs.
God.
Violence is the answer always.
Violence
Uh,
is
um, to cover Reynoso, you need to have a midfield that is comfortable in possession. I think because your best defense is possession.
yeah,
Lately, we've been having a good product come out of Anelli and Ojeda.
yeah,
Um, and I think that's where a lot of our distribution has been coming from, has been from those two, and then moving out, along with our wing backs. But
sure.
in order to have success against Minnesota, especially with a Minnesota that has Reynoso, keep possession.
Yeah. Along with Reynoso up top, they'll have Pookie. And Pookie, he's been kind of silent this season, but when he made his return, he came to Minnesota, he was scoring goals. So those two up top worry me for RSL's defense. But what changes in our lineup from last game are you wanting to see?
So going back to the Pookie thing real quick, I'm not too worried about Pookie. One, age. Two, speed. He doesn't have speed and he has age. So I'm not too worried about him per se as much as I'm worried about the midfield that goes along with him. Um, you have Will Trapp, Laud, those other players. Now, in order for us to have that success, to answer your question, what changes? Obviously, you put in Luna and Gomez. You have to put them in.
I was gonna say, if Barajas is healthy, are you not starting Barajas?
No, no. Like
No,
I said, because of the experience, Luna has the experience right now.
for sure, for sure.
You could technically say Baraja has other kinds of experience like U17 Mexico experience
Yeah.
that might be different. So I'm gonna stick with Luna for right now until Barajas
Mhm.
can go in and show me another hit and run kind of
Yeah.
show. But though definitely I think those are my only two changes. Move Crooks to the 10 and leave Chicho up top.
And then Brody on that right, Hidalgo to the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm right there with you. I think our backline is going to be solid. We've seen how well Catranis has worked with Vera and
Bro,
Glad these past two games.
Catrani
Catranis,
is what does he have? He already has a goal and
two,
an assist.
yeah, yeah. So I've said it before. The dude's fast. The dude's going to work well with this team. So don't be surprised.
Yeah, I think I'm not worried about this game as much in the sense of lineup. I'm worried about what kind of mentality is going to come to the game. That's my only worry because the players we have, who else? I can't think of a better lineup than the one that we just named off. Just switch out, put in Luna and Gomez on the wings, Brooks at the 10, and call it good. But I I'm worried about the mentality, especially if we go down early in Minnesota. I don't know if we're going to come back. I don't know if we're going to have the same attitude as we had when we played against Vancouver.
Well,
I don't know.
we've gone two games in a row this season, back to back, Vancouver, and then just now against St. Louis, where the other team has scored first. We need to come out guns blazing, taking shots, and then controlling that possession, and no stupid silly mistakes, because that killed us in the Vancouver game where they had a beautiful slotted through pass to Krylock. This past game for St. Louis scored early, so nothing early, no stupid mistakes, and that's gonna help us in this one.
I mean, that seems pretty obvious, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's all about executing on the field, and I think Pablo does a good job preparing mentally the players. It's the players getting themselves mentally prepared. So there's only so much a coach can do. So I think I think if we can ride the coattails of the success that we've had the past two games, I think we're gonna bring in and here's another thing. I think Luna and Gomez are gonna come in with a lot of energy. There's gonna be a high press to start off this game
Yeah.
and I think there's going to be a breakdown in the defense for Minnesota. I I think we're going to break them down.
I sure hope so, because that'd be game changing. I think with that being said, it's prediction time.
Let's do it. Oh, my turn. Um, you went that way, that way. You know where I'm at, right? Anyways, I think for all the reasons that I just stated, I think if we can come out with the energy and the mentality that we need to press, and by pressing, they're going to make mistakes, and we can capitalize on their mistakes. I think we're going to have a lot of success. Now, there is always room for error. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw on the road.
Sometimes I hate you going first because you steal the words right out of my mouth, but
Ha 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 ha.
um RSL got a win last time we went on the road. We're riding a 2-game win streak, and we have two players back. They were back last game, but I think they'll be back in the starting 11, and I think we're going to make it 3 wins in a row. So make it 2-1 for RSL in Minnesota. We knock down the Wonderwall. Give us 3 points.
Huh. Wonderwall gets taken down. Down like the Berlin Wall.
Yep, yep. So make sure you guys are tuning in 6:30 on MLS Season Pass. This is gonna be a fun one because it's gonna be a battle of the top teams in the West.
Yep, we are. Well, actually, where are they at again on the table?
They're right behind us.
Oh, they are right behind us. Oh,
Yeah.
it's to
So
break the 10-point deadlock.
yeah. So who doesn't want to be at 10 points anymore?
I don't.
I don't. I want to be at 13. So by by after this game.
Let's do it.
So
So
so yeah, make sure you guys are tuning in because there's a lot of good games like we mentioned tonight as well as Saturday for RSL. Make sure you guys are heading over to Twitter and Instagram. Follow us at the RSL Bros and listen to us on the go on Spotify and Apple.
make sure you share. Sharing is caring. Like I said before, I think I've said it multiple times. If you have someone that has a really strong RSL opinion, have them listen to us. They'll probably be a lot stronger after that. Anyways,
Last thing, treat the refs with respect.
RESPECT.
We'll catch you guys
Anyway,
next week. Take care, guys.
cha-choo!